will now suspend the ACR meeting and convene the ACRA. Okay. Actually, we will not do that because Dr. Brink is not here at the moment. I will now ask Dr. Rappaport to please provide the credentials report.
Madam Speaker, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Dr. Rappaport. Dr. Andrew Moriarty, Chair of the Resident and Fellow Section, will now present the RFS annual report.
All right, just waiting for my slides. Excellent. Madam Speaker, Mr. Vice Speaker, counselors and friends, it's my privilege to deliver our RFS annual report. 2015 marks a new chapter in ACR history, and your RFS is eager to participate in this process. Our section owes much of its success to those individuals who had the foresight to establish the RFS many years ago, and to the college members and staff that have supported us throughout the years and at the beginning. We sincerely appreciate your leadership. Over 2 decades, the RFS has created many programs and encouraged members in training to develop a deeper understanding of the practice of our profession and their connection with the college. The number of programs and educational topics in economics, advocacy, policy, quality and safety, and community outreach far exceed the number available on this slide, and there's something available for every resident and fellow. Our section has enjoyed robust growth and benefited from this process, and yet when your path turns, you must turn with it. Recognizing the changes to come, recent RFS leaders have worked to prepare our section for the future. Past chairs have dedicated their time to updating the section bylaws, developing much-needed internal operating procedures, modeling an RFS election process after a council nominating committee and procedures, creating the RFS poster session, which brings many members to this meeting, and building our social media presence. Of course, none of this would have been possible without our family, friends, and you, our mentors. So on behalf of the RFS, let me extend our deepest thanks to the council, the ACR, and the staff who support us. This year, your RFS Executive Committee evaluated the programs and decided to focus our efforts on member engagement. We wanted to maximize involvement and participation by members in training and build relations through expanded yet individualized member outreach. We worked to establish a culture promoting 3 ideas: that membership begins in residency, that leadership starts at the beginning, and that serving our profession is every member's business. We recognized that engagement begins with crafting a message, so this year, RFS Secretary Amy Patel helped redesign our monthly RFS e-news and greatly expanded its content by creating the RFS Voices and Realm of Radiation Oncology posts that help highlight influential members from across the country. Taj Katapuram, our RFS Communications Officer, tirelessly monitored our social media accounts, answering questions from members in training and making sure that all ACR RFS fellowships and participation opportunities were well publicized. RFS Radiation Oncology Representative Jolinta Lin facilitated our involvement with the National Radiation Oncology Organizations and a resident representation. She also helped promote this year's inaugural AIRP Radiation Oncology course in Silver Spring, Maryland. Finally, all 3 of these individuals collaborated with several projects in the Commission on Women and Diversity throughout the year. Tarath Patel, our RFS educational liaison, diligently advocated on our behalf to national organizations that influence our training. He collaborated on several thought pieces regarding training models that you may have seen, and he's been a prolific publisher of social media content on behalf of our section. Immediate past chair Jonathan Flug continued to build on our external partnerships with the RSNA and the European Radiology resident sections, resulting in a detailed analysis of the structure and function of the different national and international resident and fellow sections. Our engagement continued to the highest levels of the college, where Jonathan and I served on the ACR 2014 forum, and you had members of the resident and fellow section represented on the ACR strategic plan. This strategic plan included a goal to facilitate and empower residents and fellows to engage in the ACR. We will rise to this challenge. Several years ago, our section initiated a grassroots resident advocacy network, and through the hard work of successive advocacy liaisons like McKinley Glover, we have grown this group in just 3 years to include over 250 members at more than 160 training programs across the country that identify themselves as your ACR advocacy representatives. Their efforts have helped to double the RFS response rate to calls to action and triple the RFS RADPAC contributions. Of course, winning RADPAC Oktoberfest against their attending physicians and the opportunity to share the dance floor with Bill Thorworth at the 2014 RSNA meeting was no doubt a significant motivator for some. Another testament to our advocacy efforts was the election of your RFS members to several AMA RFS leadership positions in 2014. These individuals captured 8 of 38 peer-elected RFS delegate and alternate delegate positions, and we sincerely appreciate the mentorship of Dr. Van Moore and the ACR AMA delegation for their leadership to help us increase radiology's voice in the House of Medicine. Our Global Health Subcommittee has thrived under the leadership of Mary Huff. Their work personifies the face of radiology and helps to improve countless lives across the globe. Just 2 years ago, we promised you that this group would become the organization for members in training seeking information about how to institute and execute international rotations. Again, our members exceeded our expectations, and this group now forms an important self-sustaining part of the RFS. Finally, if it's one thing I've learned as an RFS member, it's that through Dr. McGinty, the improbable becomes possible. This year, under her guidance, Neil Law and Ashley Latapfor established the new RFS Economics Subcommittee. This group took on the heavy task of organizing our RFS journal clubs and introduced members in training to invaluable economics education. Of course, not to be out McGintied, Dr. Law also simultaneously coordinated the membership subcommittee and updated the first-year guide to success in radiology, as well as building a centralized contact database for state RFS chapters. This weekend was a reminder of the incredible investment that the college has made in its future and in its future members. As always, our program highlighted many ACR offerings and initiatives that our members value, and I wanted to extend a special thank you to the members who served on our new nominating committee, Alex Masono, Henry Williams, Ashley Prosper, and Nancy Benedetti. But our participation and enthusiasm is no longer confined to just the weekend meeting. Later on, you will hear testimony regarding several resident-oriented resolutions, including one that would empower your RFS to elect our representative to the Intersociety Conference. We think this is an important first step to our contributions to the college, and we look forward to the discussion with council. Of course, these are just a few of the highlights of our productive meeting and our productive year. We set out to build relationships with members in training that could inspire their passions and further foster connection with the college. To this end, I believe we have been successful, but in case you're not convinced, I wanted to share with you just a few facts, or as they say in DC, true facts. We had a record attendance this year with over 380 members in training registered, more than 20% increase from last year. 115 of them are here presenting posters, which I encourage you to see either online through the portal or at the kiosk across from registration. Our resident network has grown 3 times in size and helped to increase RADPAC donations and calls to action response. And finally, there are over 600 members in training who are participating in the RLI, with many achieving level 1 and even level 2 certification. I will close by highlighting 2 ambitious projects from the RFS already underway for this year. The first is to consolidate our social media strategies into an umbrella RFS blog that will be aligned with the ACR Voices of Radiology blog. The second entails strategic planning to conduct a full assessment of how members in training interact and understand with the ACR and the RFS, and how we as a section can best serve our members. Your newly elected RFS Executive Committee, under the leadership of Neil Law, is well suited to meet the challenges and opportunities in the year ahead. I have no doubt that they will exceed our expectations, and I wish them many successes. Thank you for allowing me to share our story with you today.